皆さんまた来てくださってありがとうございます。こちらはマンハッタンニューヨーク土曜日の午後です。ということでね、今日もクリスマスに先駆けてマンハッタン、今日はダウンタウンの風景を後ろに流しております。ということでね、朝起きたらね、ドンこんな感じでね、雪が積もってたんですよ。なんかね、クリスマス、ホワイトクリスマスになるんでしょうかね。ということでね、今日の動画はイーロン・マスクを載っけたいと思います。もうちょっと前の動画なんですけど、実はね、今週1週間ずっと話題になっていたのが予算審議案なんですね。で、予算を1000何ページ作って、そこに怪しい予算をジャブジャブ入れ込んだのを通そうとして、通っちゃったんですけど、結局は1000何ページっていうのは読めないのを作って、そこには自分たちの給料を上げるとか、天下り先みたいな不必要なところにジャブジャブお金を出すとか、海外にジャブジャブお金を出すとか、もうとにかく無駄がいっぱいあるんですね。だからそれに対してイーロン・マスクが結構ドンこんなコメントを出してたんですよ。そしてやっぱりビリオネアといってもトランプさんやイーロン・マスクはものすごい勤勉で、ものすごくよく働いて、そしてトップとしてあらゆる自分の従業員たちの声にすごく耳を傾けられる人なんですよね。だからやっぱりそうやって成功した人たちですから、この国を管理するっていう時に、いかにきちんとした効率的なやり方で税金を使うか、グロスを上げるかっていうことをすごくきちんと考えられてる人なんですよね。だからこの無駄っていうことに関してできるだけ切っていこうという、本当の民主主義っていうか、政府の公僕はきちんと国民の税金を正しく使うっていうことに関してすごくよく考えていて、そしてドン左がバイデン、右がトランプさんとイーロンっていうことで、これだけにできるでしょと。こんな1000ページどうせ誰も見ないのを無駄に通すのかっていうことで意見されたんですね。就任に先駆けて。で、イーロンもいっぱいコメントしてるんですね。ドンっていうことで、要はね、不要な官僚がバサバサこれから切られていくっていうことに対して、もうね、すごいブルってるわけなんですよ。もう大恐怖なわけなんですね。だからもうね、イーロンのことをビリオネアがこうやって、独裁者になろうとしてるみたいな、この金持ちにこんなこと許していいのかとかいう、もう全然お門違いの批判がすごいいっぱい、ここ数日で出てきたんですよね。だからもう全然、それと全然関係ないじゃんっていう感じで、庶民は思ってるんですよ。だって庶民の感覚とか常識とかその倫理観とあまりにもかけ離れすぎてるんですね。庶民がもうこんな逼迫した生活してるのに、なんで議員が、しかもこの4年間何もやってこなかった議員がめちゃくちゃ給料上がるわけとか、いろんなところに必要ない部門にジャブジャブお金流れるわけとか、みんな思ってるわけなんですよ。それを代弁してるのがイーロンだから、結構不要な無能な官僚が自分が切られるんじゃないかと思って、すごいビクビクして、そしてイーロンとかトランプさんを叩いてるんですね。で、この2人の仲を裂こうとか、これ共和党をバラバラにしてやろうとか、もうあることないこと、いやないことないこといっぱい垂れ流してるわけなんですよ。っていうことでね、もうその前からイーロンの意思っていうのは自分じゃなくてこの国をどうにかしたいっていうことなんですね。トランプさん同様。ということで、それがわかる動画を見てください。どうぞ。
Yeah. That I've seen criticism of this idea of you coming up with this department of like firing a bunch of people and what would happen and how would that work. But the criticism doesn't make any sense to me, because if you can prove that there's a lot of wasted time and resources, which I think is pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
And if you could say that this is not the most efficient, like the most efficient businesses are generally private businesses,
yes,
or a company, because they kind of have to be in order to stay profitable.
Yeah.
The government doesn't have to be profitable.
Right.
They don't have to be efficient. They don't have competition.
Yep.
So if you're making cars and your cars break down, they suck, and someone makes cars and the cars are better,
yeah,
they're going to succeed. So this is the free market. The
yeah,
government doesn't have this problem when they're in charge of certain things,
yeah,
that could probably be better served by the public or by the private sector.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, I just think we've got far too many government agencies. The federal bureaucracy has gotten out of hand, and we just need to pare it down to a sensible level. And if it turns out that like there's some regulation or agency that was doing something useful, we can put it right back. No problem. Like it's like, oh, that regulation was important. No problem. We'll put it right back.
Right, as long as we actually know. Right,
Yeah.
but be able to look at it logically and objectively.
Yeah.
And you were also floating around the idea of offering a large severance to the people that you're going to have removed.
Yeah.
Like a couple of years or something like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, the point is not that people suffer economic hardship. The point is just that there are more productive things they can do in the economy. And it would be better if they did these other more productive things. And we didn't have this vast federal bureaucracy. So I was like, maybe like a couple of years of pay would be good. And then they could take a vacation, they could take another job and get double pay. I mean, it's not going to create an economic crisis. I think it's actually going to be really good. I think people can move to where they're making products and services that are more useful to their fellow human beings.
The problem is if someone has like a 25, 30-year career of being institutionalized, you're essentially like a part of the government system. You've sort of programmed your life and your career to be a part of this bureaucratic system. And then you're like, nope, you have to go out and compete in the free market. You're like, oh. That's scary to people. But you have to be valuable. You have to actually be valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you going to have the time to oversee all this shit?
Well, I'm pretty good at improving efficiency. I mean,
I would say so.
yeah.
But still, this seems like a giant undertaking.
Yeah, I'll probably need to beef up security.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I said, like no one's going to experience like I think economic hardship. That's they'll be fine. And people do find other roles. I mean, you can look at sort of like when East Germany and West Germany got back together. Everyone was basically working for the government in East Germany, and it was really inefficient. And that like their economic output was like in East Germany it was like a quarter of what it was in West Germany because everyone was working for the government. And the government's like fundamentally inefficient. So
the best example is probably North and South Korea, right?
yeah, like people are starving in North Korea and South Korea is incredibly prosperous.
Yeah.
So and it's the same people, just different operating system.
Right.
So it's just like you just want to move people from less productive things to more productive things. Where they're because you can also say like in the limit, like let's just say let's consider the other direction where we moved a whole bunch of people that were in the private sector making goods and services, and we moved them into the government as regulators. Now they stopped making those goods and services, so the stuff they were making is no longer available. Now they're just being regulators. Like, is that a good thing? That's not a good thing.
Doesn't sound good.
No, it's not good.
Doesn't sound like there's a real market for it. Like you're creating jobs that don't necessarily need to be there.
There are all these fake jobs, basically. Yeah. That doesn't make sense. So, look, we got to do this because the country's going bankrupt. Like, if we don't take action, our dollar's going to be worth nothing, and the interest payments, which are already 23% of all government income, including income taxes, tariffs, and everything, is just going to pay interest right now, and that number is continually rising. So, if we don't do something, the entire government budget will be paying interest. There won't be money for anything. No, there won't be money for Social Security. There won't be money for Medicare, nothing. That's where we're headed. That's what bankruptcy means.
Yeah, that's such an insane concept.
Yes. It's like, hello, wake up. Wake up. And if somebody can tell me, can show me, like, pencil out the math and show me how this works, I'd love to hear it. But I'm just like, listen, I'm looking at the numbers here, and I'm like, if we don't do something, America's toast. There won't be money for anything. So much government waste that's going on that I would call it a target-rich environment. Like in every direction, there's this just mad waste. If people simply know that, well, if they waste a ton of taxpayer money, they're going to get fired, that will immediately improve the situation. Immediately. Actually, it's going to be both carrot and stick. It's like if a government official is very effective in spending your money, taxpayer money is your money. If they're effective in spending your money, they should be promoted. They should be rewarded. And if they waste your money or do something that's basically corruption, they should be fired. Obviously,
You know, they have a duty to spend your money well.
That's a solid approach. Let's make government work like a well-oiled machine, not a money pit.
He has then accused the people of living too well and that we must share in scarcity, we must sacrifice and get used to doing with less. We don't have inflation because the people are living too well. We have inflation because the government is living too well.